Did you know by the second Friday of the new year, a lot of people already give up on their goals? But you didn't, because you have these qualities. This is Yujin. I'm a management consultant based in Boston. I double majored in stats and econ at UC Berkeley and finance and real estate at the Wharton Business School. I hope this video serves as a reminder that you already have what it takes to achieve your goals. Sometimes all you need is a quick reminder from an internet friend that you got this. First and foremost, you think different. And that difference begins from your choice of words. You are working hard towards a goal not because you have to, but because you want to. 말에 힘이 있다. 말이 씨가 된다. These are two of my favorite Korean proverbs. The first one is quite straightforward. Words have power. The second proverb, words become seeds, hints at the fact that what you say can change your life. In business school, I loved going to CEO talks. One day, we had the CEO from Rent the Runway come for a talk. I was quite excited to hear about her story because I used Rent the Runway a few times to borrow a few nice dresses for my sorority formals. The CEO, Jennifer, said that during the early days of founding her company, she was afraid to fail. She had many success in her life already and had high expectations from her friends, peers, and family. But she shifted her mindset from, what if I fail? To what happens if I succeed? What you should be worried about is not failing, but what you started becoming so successful that it becomes your job for life. Your passion project can turn into a business, and you can be the leader of something that makes your heart sing. We had a few venture capital speakers talk about their experience judging startups. And this one investor in particular talked about the question that he asked to himself when he sees a company. What could this become? How big can this company be? It's a more optimistic lens of looking at things. The importance of the shift in mindset is proven time and again. In 1977, Albert Bandura published a study on how we perceive ourselves change what we can accomplish. Also, there's a subtle difference between self-esteem and self-efficacy. Self-esteem is how you value yourself. Self-efficacy is more about your belief in your capabilities to achieve your goals. There are 4 components of self-efficacy and theory on motivation. What stood out to me while reading this study was how a lot of successful people have positive feedback loop, positive self-talk, that you can do it, you got this, to keep going at a goal. Here's a quote. People with high assurance in their capabilities approach difficult tasks as challenges to be mastered, rather than as threats to be avoided. We could talk about ways to continue being your biggest cheerleader, but for now, let's move on to the next stage of how you manage to not give up. Some of the most common excuses we give ourselves when we work towards a goal but give up. I don't have time. I don't have energy. Or I just don't want to do it anymore. We all have 24 hours in a day, one body, and so many other things that we want to do. But if it's important to you, you will find a way. I know many of you watching are ambitious and may have multiple goals. But at the same time, really ask yourself, what are you solving for? If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. We live in a day and age where we are asked to do so much, but that can be a problem. I'm an alumni interviewer for the Wharton School, so every year when I interview a batch of young, ambitious, smart, intelligent high schoolers, I notice a pattern. I see some people trying to do everything and have it all. They have competitions, extracurriculars, and all sorts of different things that they're working on. But by the end of the 30-minute interview, all I remember are a few keywords, and some of the most successful applicants who were accepted were the ones that have made a dent. So far, among those students I've interviewed, only one was extended an offer. And I still remember the student because this student had a very specific goal and drive that I could tell everything around his life was focused on going after that goal. It's almost like when you want to make fire out of wood, you don't just try to make holes in different places. You focus on one targeted area and go after that. You're working on your goals, you're laser focused, and that's how you get things done. So I want to share a quick story about what happened when I didn't prioritize versus when I did. I love to teach. So I started my Pilates instructor class in 2018 in Palo Alto. I was ready to test out and become certified. But then life got in the way. I could take this test next month. Then COVID hit. A lot of things just fell apart. it just felt like an unfinished project that just left a bad aftertaste. 2023 was the year I finally got it done. So what I changed in 2023 was first thing in January of last year, I told myself 2023 is the year that I will get Pilates certified. And each month I made small goals and really making sure that I stay focused on this one long road that I was taking since 2018. It took me 5 years, 5 long years to get this done because I was not great at prioritizing. There are actions that you can take to get better at prioritizing. I'll share another video about a graceful way of saying no. At the end of the day, I hope you're not blaming yourself. I've been there before, but let's be kind to ourselves. Because if you're not kind to you, then who else would be? I want you to continue prioritizing and focus on that one thing that you're passionate about, that one thing that you want to get done now and today. I'm not gonna lie, you're quite impressive. The fact that you're still here listening says a lot about you. See? You're already ahead. Not a lot of people make it this far. What you have is your special talent to listen. And it is so much more than a talent. Your willingness to listen will open so many doors to learn vicariously from other people's experience. And if you have an incredible attention to detail, you may remember one of the 4 pillars of improving self-efficacy is learning from others' experience. For instance, watching a YouTube video, or reading biographies. I love reading biographies for 3 reasons. It makes me hopeful. I learned that it's okay to fail. It also gives me an opportunity to go back and look at my journey. Every time I read biographies of people who are successful, I get really hopeful that someday that could be me. Sometimes get encouragement. Okay, I had a rough time, but this person made it through. What we end up remembering are only the success, but we tend to forget that we're all people. We will have our own mistakes, trials and errors, but that is okay because those experiences make us stronger and it actually makes you more empathetic. Your failures and your mistakes will help you connect with more people around the world. Reading biographies and understanding the thoughts of others helped me reflect on the life I'm living now and the life I want to live. So this conveniently showed up on my iPhone notes. I wrote this down on 2019 from reading Michelle Obama's Becoming. For context, this was when Michelle Obama was on the waitlist for Harvard Law School and afterwards got in. These were 3 quotes that stuck with me because I was in a similar situation at the time. I can admit now that I was driven not just by logic, but by some reflexive wish for other people's approval too. I was applauded just for getting in, even if the truth was, I'd somehow squeaked in off the waitlist. This may be the fundamental problem with caring a lot about what others think. It can put you on the established path, the my isn't that impressive path, and keep you there for a long time. So when I read this page, it kind of stuck with me because I felt that I think she's talking to me. I was going after the things that a lot of people wanted, or I think a lot of people wanted, but is it because I wanted this for myself? Am I choosing a path that is too safe? That is the question that I still ask every single day. I sometimes feel like, what's next for me? I probably would not have asked these questions to myself had I not read this book. And these 3 quotes have really helped me figure out what it is that I want in my life. I think I'm getting close. And this is why I continue to read biographies. I love learning from these thoughts and reflections from others. Did I miss anything? Please let me know in the comments below. And come back to my next video topic on
Let's go! It's time to be the GOAT. It's time to enter God mode, man. Let's get it going. I wanna be the greatest. Energy is overflowing. I know I'm stoking the fire. My desire's taking over.
Thank you for listening and stay healthy.